We have with us the head coach of the Reggae Boys, Steve McLaren. Coach, firstly, your reactions to last night against the United States.
Yeah, disappointed really, disappointed in the result, the performance, especially the first half. But we knew it was going to be a difficult game. I think we missed our opportunity in Jamaica. We need to come out of that game even or winning to give us a chance. We didn't start well the first half. And basically, the US were better than us on the night, especially the first half. We had problems in terms of we're a little passive. We need to be aggressive. That's one of our principles. We need to defend well. We defended poorly. And deal with the ball and take the ball, keep the ball. We kept giving it away, causing problems, and conceding two goals early and a third before half time. So it was a mountain to climb. But the changes at half time in personnel, attitude and shape gave us an opportunity in the second half to show what we are capable of. Whether the pressure was off by then and we played with a little more freedom, I don't know. But we certainly played with courage in the second half, something we've talked a lot about. And 3-1, opportunity to make it 3-2 a couple of times. The 4-1 really dampened our spirits. But we still fought and came back. And I said after the game, that's the benchmark, that's where we want to get to. And for me, it's disappointment, but part of the process, because disappointments and results like that are part of the process. And we learned probably more from the two games against the US than we did in the other games. So we take the positives from it, dust ourselves down, get ready for March.
So, 3 windows now with Jamaica. How has the experience been? With players, the staff, everybody, really?
From day one, the experience has been fantastic. Really enjoyed coming into camps. Really enjoyed the first time the players met. I said, wow, they've got something. The vibe, the energy within the room was just electric. Everyone pleased to see each other. And I think what it is for the players who actually join up, it's an opportunity to come back to Jamaica and be Jamaican. And you could see that's what they enjoyed. In Europe, I suppose the US, it's a different culture. And in different cultures, you have to adhere to that culture. You're not surrounded by many of that culture yourself. But when you come together as a group, you could see that, these were real Jamaicans coming together and expressing. They're always smiling, they're always positive, argumentative, vocal. But that adds to the energy which they've got in the room. So working with the players has been a delight from day one. In terms of buying into what we want to do, and the philosophy, way of playing, the principles, they're trying to take that on board from day one. And I think we've made progress in terms of that kind of thing. The staff have been great. The JFF have been very helpful.
Tell us a little bit about what the plans are like between now and March. What is the short-term, medium-term things prior to March?
I think what we try to do, and we will do from now to March, and the first thing we need to do is just to reflect on what we've learned. In the 3 camps, in the 3 months we've learned one hell of a lot. And we've tried a lot of things, and the process and the target and the vision is World Cup 26. So we're on that road, we're on that journey, and we're on that, it's an up and down journey. It started Cuba and a disappointing draw. We're very pleased with the performance. And it's ended with a disappointing defeat against the US. But kind of in between, we've kind of developed ourselves and learnt that about the players. We've tried 37 players. That is a lot. And what we've tried to do is to see as many as possible and to try as many things as possible in preparation for the World Cup 2026 campaign. So we've been doing that a lot about recruitment, watching players, bring players into camps, all kinds of problems that we get with that. And we've done that. What we've learned is that we, as a JFF, not just from the top, but the staff, the players, we need to continue to keep the connection with the fans and the culture, because yes, the Jamaicans come here and they're straight away into the culture. We are new to this. And the connection with the fans is so important. And I think we've seen that, the last attendance against the US. What an atmosphere. It's great to play in front of that. And the players really talked about that and the vibe within the stadium. So we concentrated on that. We've tried to do things. We've tried to get close to people, and we're going to do that in the future. We had a visit with a team to Bob Marley Museum. Fantastic, great education. We came away from there, feeling elevated that we're closer to the Jamaican culture and what the people are all about. We've got to really continue that. But what we need to do now is bed down our principles in the way that we play. And so for this period from now until March becomes vitally important, because we know where we're going and we know we're on the road. We know that the process will be long. We know next summer is very, very important. And if we can qualify for the Gold Cup in March, we have 2 World Cup qualifiers and the Gold Cup in preparation for 6 games to qualify. So I'm really excited about that. I think there's 3 things that we have to do. Number 1 is, now we've time in between, that we need to, what I would say, not miss a talent on the island. I've seen a few games, not enough. I've seen a few local players who have come in on Merrin Gordon's initiative. But this gives me an opportunity to come over. And I think what we plan to do, and we've done it in the past, is to have a squad of island-based players, maybe US-based players, and have a little mini camp where we can get the local players together, work with them for a week, and maybe play 2 games. They've done that in the past. I'm really looking forward to that, because I've seen some games, Cavaliers, Mount Pleasant, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, good luck to the Cavaliers in their quest for the final and winning the Caribbean Cup. I'm looking forward to watching that and wishing Mr. Speed and his team the best of luck for that. And I've seen talent in that team, Mount Pleasant, young players like Angelin has come in. See Richard King making his first appearance for us last night. Very impressed with that. So there is talent here, and we've got to make sure that we don't miss any. So that's one thing that we aim to do. The other is recruitment. We talked about preparation for the World Cup, qualification. We need better players. I'm not saying better players, but more players suited to how I want the team to play. So we're going to be searching high and low in Europe, UK, and the US to make sure we don't miss a talent, and that talent must be better than what we've got. That's the key thing. We've got a good squad at the present moment, great attitude, good players, and the only people we want to bring in are people who are better and can add to that squad. So in terms of recruitment, that becomes vital. We've tried a lot of players. We need a certain squad of players, I would say 33, so three players in each position, and we pick from that pool, so it's quite a big pool, and we have 23 for each camp. So we need to do that, a squad. We need to have a detailed plan with the JFF going forward, and we need to nail down our principles. And what we talked a lot about to the players at the beginning was the way that we played. and how we want to play, and what will take us to the next level. Because I think the last 2 or 3 years, the team has progressed enormously, and reached a certain level, and somehow we've got to go above that level in terms of qualification for the World Cup. We've got to really be a way of playing that will get us there, and we're working on that, on our principles. And they're basically, it's all about attitude and commitment, work rate, 11 attackers, 11 defenders. It's about being a team that's hard to beat, that no one likes playing against, and I think, you know, that's been typical over the last 2 or 3 years, that Jamaica, even the big teams, hate playing against Jamaica, and I think that's got to continue. But the big thing for me, and the big lesson we learned from last night, is we have to deal with the ball better. You know, we're not. I'm not saying that we want to be a possession-based football team, but I'm certainly thinking that every player should be able to deal and handle the ball, build up from the back, progress through the thirds, and finish attacks. And it's one area in which we definitely need improvement. So that's development within the squad, and that's also recruitment, maybe, of players who can actually help us in that. Because I think to go to the next level, to compete with the top teams, you saw that. I saw that last night against the US. Every one of them players, top players, they play in Europe, they play in top teams in the MLS. They can all deal with the ball. They're all technically and tactically astute. And I think that's what the next level is. We need to give to this squad, so that we can adapt in terms of shape, in terms of the opponent. And we talked a lot about that at the beginning, especially this camp, that we needed to adapt to the US. I'm capable of doing it. I'm capable of that level, because when you look at the results against Honduras in the away game, and you see Honduras, the way that they performed against Mexico, you know, we had the courage to deal with the ball and take the ball, and therefore we win games like that. And that's how you win big games. So that's the goal. I'm looking forward to a little break now, which will be a couple of days, and then onto recruitment, catch up with the present players, but also a drive to get players who can improve us, continue to work with the JFF, and don't miss a talent on the island. And I think that's important. But the most important, and we've got to thank the fans who from day one have supported us, got behind us, come with our disappointments and our ups and downs. But it's a journey, it's a process, and it will continue.